This is America. The greatest atrocity against mankind. American chattel slavery. If you traced your own lineage, what would you find? Do you know where your roots lead to?
What's up, my brothers and sisters, and thank you very much for this beautiful occasion. Yes, it is indeed true that Jews invented the Hamitic myth, whereby it was said that Ham, the son of Noah, was cursed in the book of Genesis. And somehow it was said that Ham was the progenitor of the African race, and that all Africans would be cursed and enslaved for time immemorial because of this so-called biblical curse on Ham. We now know that it was Jewish scholars who invented the story of the Hamitic myth, which has plagued black people from that point on. Yes, it is true. We now know that Jews were very importantly involved in the slave trade in medieval times, both, as Professor Clark has said, in the East, in the Arabic areas, and also in Europe. That is even before our African slave trade to the Americas. Yes, it is true, as we now know. The Jews were the ones who invented what came to be known as white slavery, whereby Jewish entrepreneurs in Europe in the late 19th century prostituted their own Jewish women, sent them around the world as prostitutes, what came to be known as white slavery. Yes, it is true, as we now know, the Jews were heavily invested in the Dutch West India Company. The Dutch West India Company, that company which was a private corporation doing the job of colonizing, which was responsible in large measure for the African slave trade. The Dutch West India Company that owned the Elmina Fort in what is now Ghana. The Dutch West India Company that brought slaves from Africa to the Caribbean, to South America. The same Dutch West India Company that brought the first slaves to New York, when it was still New Amsterdam. Yes, it is true, as we now know, that the Jews were a major element in the slave trade in Brazil in the 1600s, in Suriname, in Curacao, in Barbados, in Jamaica. Yes, it is true, as we now know, that the two largest single shipments of slaves coming into this country in the 18th century were on ships owned by Jews. It is true, as we now know, that Aaron Lopez, biggest slave ship owner in the United States of America, was a Jew. It is also true, as we now know, that all the rum distilleries in Newport, Rhode Island, in the era of the slave trade were owned by Jews. Rum, as we know, was a very important item in the transatlantic slave trade. Yes, it is true, as we now know, that there was a higher per capita ownership of slaves in the United States of America by Jews than by white Gentiles. We now know from the 1830 census of the US of A that something like 75% of Jewish households own slaves, as opposed to just 30-odd% for the white population as a whole. All of this information is contained in the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. And all of this information is based on the work of Jewish historians. So how come that we have a situation, an amazing situation developing here, where the Jewish leadership in this country is trying to deny the undeniable? And the only reason why the Jewish leadership has been able to place itself into this untenable and indefensible position, it seems to me, is because they have become drunk with power. They have gotten into the habit of easy victories over our people. Professor Clark said no more easy victories. They have won some easy victories in the past, and they have become so drunk with the power coming out of those easy victories, and have become so arrogant and so conceited that they have come to the point now where they believe that they can in fact defend the indefensible. The Jeffries case has shown that the time has come to an end. That from now on, they will be forced to deal on an intellectual level with an aroused black community. And once we force them to deal on an intellectual level, the Jeffries case has shown, and I hope that my case will show, that they cannot win.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move with a different purpose within these verses. Pace what's going on with the family. No more easy wins, family. No more easy wins. Time's up.
When were they ever easy?
I'm talking about for them.
Oh,
I'm talking about for them. They've been getting easy wins for decades upon decades upon decades. Time's up. Time's up. The people are awakening. The gods are awakening. And the time is up, man. The devil's rule is coming to an end. So peace to the gods in the building. Welcome to another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. As you should know, I am the God, Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, nyctegur, West Coasting. You know what I mean? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm just so excited about today's broadcast. I just feel like it's going to be super fire, a conversation that needs to be had. I hope that we're not labeled anti-Semitic after this.
Nah, man. You know, we got to try to be as codified as possible with our language. You know, we operating on these people's platforms. We respect their rules and their policies and all of that. You know what I mean? We're not here to disrespect anyone, any group of people, anything like that. We don't really have no ill will, no ill feelings towards these people. We are simply here to speak truth based on factual information. That's all that we are here to do. You know what I'm saying? So that is what that is, man. You know, how you feel about the truth is neither here nor there.
The truth is the truth, whether you like it or not, though. You don't have to like it, but it's still the truth. It's not going away.
Right. And so, as you know, man, we continue in the saga, the Ye saga. You know, we still got to talk about Ye. We wasn't here last week. We was here the week before speaking about Ye, and the story hasn't gone away. It's not going away anytime soon. It's the most relevant topic. I don't care who you are, what you was planning on talking about these last couple of weeks. You have had to reckon with the force that is Ye.
Right.
You know, however you feel about it, whatever angle that you're coming at it from, you've had to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And we also going to talk about our brother Kyrie Irving and what's going on with him as well. So strap up, man. Strap up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride because this is one of those topics that's like a third rail. You know what I mean? Like people feel so many different ways about it. Nobody's really in agreement and feeling one way about it because it's a very multi-dimensional, nuanced situation. And so I think what the different reactions that we're seeing is natural, it's appropriate. I feel like everybody's perspective has a degree of relevance to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dismissing anyone's perspective, but we're gonna put ours on the table. And you and I might not even see eye to eye on certain things when it comes to this.
We did not 2 weeks ago. We did 2 weeks ago, respectfully, right? You know, we still disagree in a lot of areas, but you know, it's still our own personal perspectives, you know, and I'm not going to allow anyone to think for me. You know, now there may be something, you know, on my timeline or someone says that sparks something in me like, oh, wow, I didn't think about it that way, you know, and I can respect that because sometimes we don't see it a certain way until it's presented to us. You know, but I'm not going to allow one or another person to sway what I feel and believe about the situation. I still have a point of view. You have a point of view. Y'all have a point of view. You know,
right. So yeah. So make sure that y'all chime in. You know what I'm saying? We need y'all energy in the chat. We want to know how y'all feeling as well.
Yes.
Share this out. Hit the like button. Share this out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Y'all know how we do every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Sincere Love the Godcast. We're going to get it in. And again, you know, this is one of those things where if you think that your perspective is the only relevant perspective on this topic, I don't really know what to say about that. I don't really know what to say about that, man. I think you gotta be more open-minded and open to how other people are viewing it as well. And so we're going to cover it from all angles, man. But I think before we actually get into that, man, there's a couple of other things we could talk about real quick. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has officially purchased Twitter.
Yep.
And he went in there and started firing folks immediately. You know what I'm saying? Start getting rid of some of the top brass over there immediately. I seen a lot of headlines out there talking about, I'll be in and out of Twitter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people spend a lot of time on Twitter. I'll be in and out of Twitter. I go on there, tweet what I got to tweet. I get up out of there. I look at, people that I follow. What's the relevant conversation? I see what's trending, and I get up out of there. But I didn't see on Twitter what I was seeing on the headlines about the N-word being used more than ever as soon as Elon Musk came into power. Did you see any of that?
I did, actually. It was this dude, and I actually quoted it on mine. He just, like, whoever it was, some white supremacist, suspected white supremacist, just put it until all his characters ran out. Basically, he was just nigga, straight across the board. So I just quoted it, and I was just like, hey, Black family, basically, don't allow this to trigger you.
Right.
This is what they're looking for, us to be triggered. I'm not going to allow that dumb stuff to trigger me. At the end of the day, why are we allowing people with recessive gene pools to trigger us about anything? He's going to die any day now. Why do we care? Don't let that care.
We starting early?
Yeah, but with that being said, I didn't see multiple. I did not see multiple posts like that. It was literally just one that I ran across so far.
I believe it, though. I believe that there's a bunch of that probably taking place. At the same time, I don't think that that's Elon Musk's fault, particularly. You know what I'm saying? And also, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Me neither.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I seen you sent me the tweet that LeBron James did. You got that? You got that in front of you?
I can get it in front of me right now. I mean, I don't expect anything different from LeBron, because I want to say, what was that, 2 years ago or so, when Trump took office, he was on the same stuff. This is scary. With the white supremacists being white supremacists, they've never stopped being white supremacists even before Trump. You know what I mean? So yeah, he posted this yesterday on his Twitter feed. It says, "I don't know Elon Musk, and to be honest, I could care less who owns Twitter. But I will say this. I will say that if this is true, I hope he and his people take this very seriously, because it's scary AF. So many damn unfit people saying hate speech and free speech." Nigga.
Listen, man. It's a lot of Negroes, not just in the celebrity class, but it's a lot of Negroes in Black society that don't want to accept the reality of the situation that we're in. They want to pretend that the situation isn't what it is. And so they understand that there's hardcore frothing at the mouth white supremacists running around here. They also understand that there's covert white supremacists and there's systematic white supremacy. But if it's not in their face, they can ignore it. They can act like it doesn't exist and just carry on with their day and just try to keep their head down and don't make no white people mad.
Like the owners that he worked for?
Like the owners that they work for.
You have to deal with them.
Right. Right. But the thing is, we need this, family.
Yeah.
We need people to come on out and say who they are with their chest.
Yes.
We need that. Because first of all, for those of us that's already on this type of time, those of us who are awakened, we can identify who is who, so we know who we're dealing with. But also for the people, like I said, that want to just keep their head down and ignore everything that's going on, they need to be shocked into reality. They need to not be able to ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand this is what it is. Because eventually you're going to say, okay, damn, but we got to do something then. It's like this. We're going to have to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good recruiting mechanism for us to get more people on Team Black Empowerment.
That too, but and also though, I just noticed how 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 he tweeted that with soft gloves, very kitten mittens, if you will. But when these Negroes are going after Kanye for the little stuff that he said, you got people like Shannon Sharp, and other celebrities, if that's what we call them, what I'm saying, kind of going hard in the paint. Even I saw a video of Young Jock coming out of a building somewhere. TMZ, catches him, and he's like,
Young Jock.
yeah, he's just like, no, was it Young Jock? I don't think it was Young Jock. I can't even think of his name. Oh my God, he just did the verses, and it was epic. It was one of the biggest verses. Oh my God,
biggest verses. That's Jadakiss.
Jadakiss. It was Jadakiss talking about Kanye. He's gonna be okay. People are gonna forgive him, but he does need to apologize to the Jewish community for what?
Jadakiss. Jadakiss. Really?
Yes. He talking about he's gonna be okay, but he should apologize for what? What are we apologizing for? Is what I want to know.
It's too late for all that, man. It's too late for all of that, man. The man's we're gonna get into that. Yeah. We're gonna get into all that. God damn, Kiss.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, like certain celebrities that's not even like really on superstar level, and this ain't no diss to Kiss. I love Kiss, you know what I'm saying? He a legend, but you're not really a superstar status. You know what I mean? You're not like an A-list celebrity. TMZ only talk to y'all niggas when they try to get y'all to throw somebody else under the bus. Like, you know what I'm saying? TMZ and those type of platforms, they don't platform you for nothing else when you got something else going on. Like Jadakiss just opened up a coffee shop with his dad and his son, I believe. They opened up a coffee shop. I ain't see that on TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got the juice bars and all of that stuff. Like they're not trying to highlight the good stuff that you got going on. So why even speak to them? Why even speak to them about the next nigga?
I'm about to send it to the materials, but he basically said that he should apologize to everyone. I think that he apologized to who he should apologize to at this point, which is the Black community. And
how you feel about that? How you feel about his apology to the Black community? I've seen mixed reactions to that also.
I accept it. I accept his apologies. You know what? I just seen a lot of tough talk on social media, you know what I'm saying? And people, oh no, he only doing this, for this reason or that reason. But these are the same people that forgave Joe Biden for the 94 crime bill and the crime bills before that and still went out here and voted for him. Y'all apologize or forgive these white supremacists every single day. But it's so easy for us to walk away with or not accept a Black man's apologies. Which, first of all, those in glass houses should not throw stones. Which one of us have not made a mistake? Whether that's against anyone else, our own family members and our own people. I accept his apology and I ain't changing it. I accept it, period, point blank. I ain't canceling them. I'm not taking my Yeezys back. I have 4 pair. You know what I'm saying? I bought them with my own money and I'm going to rock them, period.
Man, this is why I got nyctegur the co-host, because I ain't even got to say nothing. I mean, I echo that. That's exactly how I felt about it. I accept the apology, man. I think a lot of stuff that he's saying is pretty consistent, even though it comes out sporadically and all over the place. And there are a lot of contradictions in stuff that he says. But I can also see a consistent thread. And also, I think the good, if we're just talking about the things that he says, I think the good outweighs the bad tremendously. But there's a lot of focus on, saying the negativity, the bad, the things that we don't like. You know what I'm saying? The George Floyd comment, the red hat, slavery was a choice. It's a lot of emphasis put on those things. But a lot of stuff that Ye says, if you're going to put them things on the scale, I mean, the side that's positive for Black society is heavy.
But my thing is, too, when we're focusing on the sound bites, when we're focusing on the sound bites that we were given by TMZ and other of these white-owned media outlets, right? We only heard what part they gave us. He doesn't have all the tape. You know, so how do we know a lot of the stuff that was said was not put under taken out of context? Because though they control the media, they also control the editing. They control what is given to us. Think about this too. Not only that, a day after this man is allegedly not a billionaire anymore, now all of a sudden Diddy is. Do you guys think that that's trying to create some type of infighting amongst us? These are the demons that are putting these narratives out here. They want us to start attacking each other, or them two people to attack each other.
If you Diddy, you supposed to condemn those headlines. You know what I'm saying? If you Diddy, you supposed to come out and say, man, one thing ain't got nothing to do with the other. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've been on my grind for however long I've been on my grind. You know what I'm saying? I came as far as I came. That ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with this brother. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to come out and shoot that down. But he probably popping a bottle of Ciroc somewhere.
But also, doesn't Forbes get their information directly from the artists themselves? So how does now Forbes know what Diddy's income status is? Like, it just
you gotta campaign for that. You gotta kind of you gotta put a bid in for that to say, yo, you know, audit me, audit my net worth, and you know what I'm saying? I think I'm up there now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they look at your assets and everything, see if you meet the criteria, and then weigh it against, you know, the other people's net worth that they got on the list and decide if you're going to get up there or not. That's how that goes. So yeah, that's like a publicity move.
Right.
That's a publicity move. But what I was saying about a lot of stuff that Ye says, and I'm just going to go through the few things that's on his Instagram right now. If you go to his Instagram right now, and what I wanted to say at the beginning of this, if you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how you feel about some of Ye's comments that were negative toward Black society, perceivably, if you don't think that we can use this Ye saga for positive propaganda for Black society, then you still lost, in my opinion. If you only want to focus on that and then dogpile on top of, like, white society don't need no help dragging this man.
Right. They
don't need our assistance. You know what I'm saying? It don't take all you Negroes to be dogpiling on top of this man. They got this. Right. They're gonna do the lynching. They're gonna do the lynching. If you want to be a spectator, just watch the show. You ain't gotta join in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that I don't get. Like Charlemagne, Kweli, all y'all niggas, like y'all can just fall back, man. Y'all can just fall back and let these people do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Charlemagne gonna have to sit all the way down though, because he spoke the same thing years ago. So sit down, Charlotte.
We're gonna get into that. Into that. Let's just do one thing at a time. And I'm just saying, if you go to Kanye's Instagram right now and just look at the things that he's saying. Ari Manuel, I lost $2 billion in one day and I'm still alive. This is love speech. I still love you. God still loves you. The money is not who I am. The people is who I am. All right. That's one post. He says, all of our farmers, all of our professors, all our nurses, all our engineers, all our architects, all our doctors, all our financial engineers, buy the land, build the future. This sounds like Dr. Anderson talked to me.
Right. And also the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Right. This sounds like Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked to me.
Right.
This sounds like nation building to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Let me say this, and I know I've said this before, but I like to reiterate. I understand that Kanye is not team Black empowerment. Okay? I'm not saying Kanye is some type of revolutionary, and I'm not on the this is a chess move team either. I'm not on that side of the game either. You know what I'm saying? I've publicly stated that no, if you are playing chess, you're not real good at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some of these moves that he made, it was not strategic at all. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be clear about that. But what I'm saying is there are positive aspects coming out of this story that we can use for what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? To push our narrative. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There are things that we can focus on aside from, these type of comments. What's going on? Some chick named Star. Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves and all of that. There's other things that we could focus on that that work in our favor. And this is one of them. Right here.
Right there. Build.
What else he talking about? He said, while I'm still allowed on Mark Zuckerberg platform, I'm going to say this again. Let's see the contracts, the film contracts, the sports contracts, the music contracts, the mortgages. Let's see the contracts so we can, or better yet, we will do better business. I've been beat to a pulp and there's still no accountability. Right?
Right. You know what? And well, I'll talk about that later. You know, because again, you know, everybody's beating him, right? And taking everything. Obviously, he's not the most articulate person either, but he's taking more beatings than the white supremacists.
Right. How many of the white supremacists in Hollywood that have been accused of anti-Semitism? And we've never seen them go to this extent on nobody. Mel Gibson, nobody. Go to this extent, kick the man out the bank. Shut down all of his businesses. They putting embargoes on him like they do hostile countries.
Right. For what?
You know what I'm saying? Really proving everything that he said about the power that they hold, about the cancel culture that they could create. Proving everything that he said, the accusations that he put out there that they deem as being hate speech. They saying, no, this ain't hate speech. Matter of fact, you cancel.
And this is also a flex. I feel like this is them flexing that power. You know what? Y'all keep saying it. So guess what? Instead of just denying it, we're just going to show you guys how powerful we are. We're just going to, you know, publicly do it. You know, before it was more like, oh, you know, this is anti-Semitic. This is not true, blah, blah, blah. Now they're just like, fuck it. You know what?
Because normally they could give a nigga a quick spanking and then he'll go on an apology tour.
Nick Cannon.
Shout out Nick Cannon. Shout out Whoopi Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? And plenty of others. You know, LeBron James.
I mean, the list is long, y'all.
All LeBron did was put out a tweet, y'all. LeBron tweeted 21 Savage lyrics.
Right.
21 Savage. All he said was, we've been getting Jewish money. Everything is kosher. And they made those Negroes apologize for that.
But so wait, these niggas want to apologize to each other, though.
Right.
Or misunderstanding. Sometimes it could be just a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see these public displays of I'm sorry's, you know, when it comes to your own.
Right. And those apologies come with big bags, too. They be having to donate a lot of money to these organizations and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so usually they could just do that. And it's like, okay, you know, we ain't gonna do you too bad. We're gonna take this, and this, but we're gonna let you have this. We're gonna make you sit down in the corner for a little while, then we'll bring you back after things cool off. But with this, they see a black man standing on what he's standing on, and so now they going overboard. They turning it into a public lynching to set an example because they see a trend rising up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're going to get into what's going on with our brother Kyrie Irving as well. And so they see a trend going on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just Nat Turner now. You know what I mean? It's a couple of more of these Negroes out here that's in the field. And this is the reason, too, I've been saying this for years. A lot of people point out when we talk about the tethers, a lot of people point out how Hollywood was replacing a lot of foundational Black Americans with a lot of foreigners, you know what I'm saying, to play prominent roles, to play some of our heroes, historical figures and such. But I've been pointing out that the NBA and the NFL have been on that heavy. They started all these programs overseas to cultivate basketball players and football players from Africa and from the UK and all these other places, and subverting the traditional avenues that people used to take to get to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the hood. You don't see too many new NBA players that are coming out of the hoods in America. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people are coming out of these expensive AAU programs that, you know, certain people can't afford. You're living in the projects and all of that stuff. You might got skills. You might be the next LeBron. You might be the next Jordan or whatever the case may be, but your moms can't afford that AAU program. She can't afford those expensive uniforms and for you to travel and stay at hotels and do all of that stuff. And so if you're not a part of those, that farming system, then you don't have a shot. You don't have a real shot. You know what I'm saying? And so they bypassing that and bringing over all of these foreign players to replace us because too many Kyrie Irvings now.
Right. And then not just to replace us, but once they get into their heads, that's a mental training too. We're going to make sure you is a certified Sambozo, you know what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
before we release you. You know, you're going to definitely get you a white woman, you know, because if something happened to you, we need our resources back, you know, into our hands, you know what I'm saying, all that. So it's a vetting process too. You know, they're cultivating them mentally, physically, everything, so that they belong to them. They ain't for us.
Absolutely.
They'll never be for us. They'll do nothing for the communities in which, you know, they came from at home or here. They're not going to do that.
Shout out to Cool Keezy. They know exactly what they do. It's a 4-dimensional chess game, man. It's a 4-dimensional chess game. They understand exactly who they're getting. A lot of these people, they come from these war-torn countries, these impoverished areas, and they just grateful for the opportunity. Basketball is not traditionally their sport. You know what I'm saying? They play soccer. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why the NBA is really lacking in talent. They looking for the new face to replace LeBron James, and they having a real hard time. Like they wanted to be like Giannis and all these guys who, you know, he's a pretty good player, but he doesn't have that natural talent, and he doesn't have that that FBA swag. Let's just say what it is. Right. He's not very marketable. You know what I'm saying? So they're having a hard time. Yeah. He's big, he's athletic, he could put the ball in the hoop and dunk the ball and all that, but he don't got that natural thing for somebody like an AI, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like a Kobe, you know what I'm saying? It just is, you know, Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? It just hit a little bit different because this is our thing. It's part of our culture. You know what I'm saying? So what we have here, we have raw talent that you could take and put them into the programs to cultivate them and to fine tune them and polish them off and give them the skill set that they need. But they already have the raw talent there. With these foreign players, the raw talent isn't there. You got athleticism and size and all of those things, but now we got to teach you how to play this game that's foreign to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so all of that stuff is strategic, man. I'm just saying that to say all of that stuff is strategic. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly who they're getting. What else he talking about right now, man? So he put up the post about our sister Lauryn Hill. Said, love is the answer. God is love. Does anyone wonder what Miss Hill's recording contract looked like and why she stopped recording professionally? We no longer will be used to oppression. Kweli was right on so many things. Sway was right. When you sell your name and likeness, let's free ourselves and bring back this frequency. I don't know what he was saying Kweli was right about, but Kweli be tricked.
Maybe something he said in music because it ain't nothing he said recently. So I'm assuming it had to be something he wrote in a song.
Yeah, back in the days, long time ago. Long time ago.
Because he lost.
Kweli be tripping. As a matter of fact, I think Kweli is on Twitter right now attacking Vicky Dillard.
Right.
As we speak. Shout out to Vicky Dillard.
Sensitive ass. His little sensitive ass.
Right. So, you know, these type of things, you know, I rock with. This subscription. Okay.
This is the one right here. I have to say this. I'm so happy that he finally has said something. I feel like it's overdue that he finally said this right here, right now, because sis, we're gonna put you on notice right now because I don't agree. I co-sign everything that he said in this. Period. I said what I said.
All right. And so this is a picture of Roxy Washington. And he's addressing Roxy. We said now for Roxy Washington and Roxy Washington alone. And for those that don't know, this is what's his name? Damn.
George Floyd's daughter's mother.
Yeah, sorry. George Floyd's daughter's mother. So he says, I'm addressing Roxy Washington and Roxy Washington alone. I gave $2 million out of my pocket for the family to help George's daughter, your daughter. I can guarantee that most of those that came for me after my comments didn't do what I did, even those with millions of dollars in the bank. How much did BLM give? Many gave words, I acted. Now, because of words, you want to sue me for $250 million when I'm going through an economic lynching, a digital lynching, a social credit score bankrupting? And we're going to talk about that too, that social credit score. This is very important. This is very important because I don't want y'all to misconstrue what we're doing here as specifically a defense on Kanye. Kanye is a proxy for Black society, and y'all need to understand that part of the game.
Period.
All right? He says, you're either being controlled or you're being greedy, but you better get you some business. For God, or what he said? For God, get mad.
Before God gets mad.
Before God get mad. Got it. This is how you try someone who was there for your family. You will never get money from no one else. Man, I've been kind of disappointed in a lot of people for not bringing up the fact that he gave all this money to this family.
No one has said nothing.
Everybody focusing on what he said about George Floyd got hit with the fentanyl and all that. But nobody is pointing out the fact that, hold up, this man paid off this little girl's college. He gave $2 million to the family out of his pocket. So you're dealing with a man who acts off of passion, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that he does is very spontaneous based on how he feels in the moment, right? So when the George Floyd thing hit, he felt a certain way as a Black man.
Right.
And he didn't just give lip service. He went in his pocket and gave bread. And then when he was presented with some different information, whether it be false information or whatever the case may be, again, he's not that much of an analytical thinker when it comes to stuff like this. He's more of a creative person. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about Kanye being a genius, they talk about on the creative side of things. Doesn't mean that you just all around, you know what I'm saying, the most intelligent person in the world. He's not that, obviously. And so when he was presented with this information from the Candace Owens documentary or whatever the case may be, he felt a certain way in that moment. He was convinced that, oh, damn, I've been bamboozled. I was lied to. And so Black society at large was lied to. And so he reacted based on that.
Right.
To me, that's not coonery. You just wrong. You could be wrong without cooning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not the same thing to me. Kanye is wrong about a lot of things, but I think he's speaking from his own heart and his own mind based on whatever information he's presented with, based on whatever experience he's gone through. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do research. He doesn't read. You know what I'm saying? And that's a negative on his part. He should read. He should do more research. He should get better people around him. But at the same time, Kanye is not a person in my eyes that's being controlled, who's being puppeteered.
No.
And to me, that's what makes you a coon. When you know damn well what you're saying out your mouth is some bullshit, but you're saying it because you're being controlled by another entity. That's a coon. That's not what Kanye is on. He just be wrong about certain shit.
Period. As we all are, though. Like, when are we, any of us, not wrong sometimes? And I just like this part right here, too. He said, I apologize to you and the Black community for my comments on Drink Champs humbly. Now, come on, Roxy, before she messed up all y'all money. And another question I have, the money, the $2 million that he donated, does Crump get 40%?
I don't know.
I'm just asking. It's just a question.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
He said the Bible is the umbilical cord. Stay connected.
So how y'all feel about this, family? How y'all feel about him addressing this issues directly to George Floyd's baby mother? The woman who's trying to sue him for $250 million based on the comments that he said that a lot of people didn't like. And obviously she felt some type of way about it. Is she being an opportunist trying to get the bag? Or do she really feel this strongly about his words?
No, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to give my perspective. I'm going to say that she's being used by the attorney's Merritt, because Lee Merritt, I don't think that it probably even crossed her mind. I believe that they reached out to her. We have an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to possibly collect another bag, you know, for you, if they got a bag in the first place, you know, because I don't recall them getting anything from Chauvin that I can remember. Because remember, he started going, his wife left him immediately once he got arrested, and resources started to change under her name. They put the house in her name. So basically they were immediately
they did a chess move,
playing a chess move, right? So I don't think that they really got anything. Whatever she did get was from donations from people outside in the community, in the grassroots, in her community, etc. Black Lives Matter, I don't think did shit, like he said, and the $2 million she got from him. But I don't think that this was her idea. I don't.
And now, if memory serves me correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but wasn't this family forgiving Derek Chauvin?
Yes, we forgive him.
So y'all forgive the white supremacists who had the knee on the neck, but y'all relentless on the brother who was basically manipulated by Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? Her team.
Or have a difference of opinion.
Right.
It's almost like, you know, the folk whom, you know, call people anti-Semitic. You can have a difference of opinion and these people attack you. It's the same thing. Maybe it's just a difference of opinion. He was presented with something, you know, else, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it just wait a minute, you know, because I'm going to send something else in the materials that he mentioned as well, which makes sense to me too, maybe why it made him think the way that he did when he made the comment about them hitting him with the fentanyl. Right.
Now, let's talk about that comment though. Let's talk about that comment, because he said they hit him with the fentanyl. What did he mean by they hit him with the fentanyl? I need somebody to get him to explain that part of the comment, because I was like, what he mean they hit him with the fentanyl?
Remember that he was saying something about whoever the they is. I don't know if it was George Floyd's roommates or something like that, but that they were needing someone big and tall. I don't know who these.
Yeah. And that's why I was saying. That was why I was saying I wanted to watch the documentary. I didn't watch it still, but that's why I was saying I wanted to watch it just to see, you know, what they was trying to present there. You know what I'm saying? Because the comments that he was making, I was like, huh? They wanted a tall guy with a bald head, and I'm like, what? So I only saw the clip. I saw the 4-minute clip when they was talking about that part in the documentary. How the knee wasn't actually on the neck and how he had fentanyl in the system. I saw like that 4-minute clip, but I wanted to watch the full documentary to get context on what Ye was talking about. Let me see what you got over here.
I'm trying to. Did I put it in there? I hope I did. I don't think I did with my silly self.
I ain't even gonna play that Jadakiss shit. All right, let me go. I'm gonna go to my profile, man, because I've been posting a lot about Ye this week. Last couple weeks, actually. You know what I'm saying? Let me go here. Actually, all right, let's go here. So a lot of black people have been joining in on the lynch party. Shame on you Negroes. Regardless to how you feel about the George Floyd comment, about the White Lives Matter shirt, the Trump hat, and all of that other stuff, yes, there's plenty of room for criticism there. But to join in on this lynch party, shame on you niggas. And the number one nigga that need to get shamed on is Charlemagne the goddamn fraud.
Bingo.
Charlemagne, he running around here calling Ye all type of Nazis and all of this stuff. This was Charlemagne, and I know many of y'all seen this clip. It's been floating around the last couple of days. I ain't even gonna go there with it, but anyway. I'm gonna play this clip right here. This is Charlemagne about, I don't know, 9 years ago or so, and he was having a conversation with the the Russian Jew that we don't really rock with over here. And they were talking about Jewish rappers. They were trying to come up with a list of who were the top Jewish rappers or whatever the case may be. And Charlemagne made some interesting comments here. So let's go to this flashback.
Go out and try to recruit people into the religion, like, you know, certain Christians and Muslims.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable talking about this. I'm sweating right now. I don't certain things. There's certain things I don't like to talk about, and I love Jewish people, but they're powerful. I don't want them to misconstrue anything I'm saying or take anything I'm saying the wrong way. So I would much rather not even have this conversation. I have a lot of great Jewish people in my corner. I have a Jewish conglomerate.
Yeah,
absolutely. But the problem is, like, you know why there's not a lot of Jewish rappers? Because there's Jewish owners and Jewish CEOs. They run these labels. They're the bosses. That's why I'm uncomfortable.
Well, what did Kanye say? He said, "Happy Kwanzaa to all the artists and
Happy Hanukkah to all the label execs." It's the truth. They run the business, period, from Hollywood to the music industry, everything. And I mean, it's a very powerful mafia, as they should be. See, the problem with black people, we don't have no power. No matter what we do, we can all click up. We don't have no organization that holds any weight. NAACP don't hold no weight. We don't have no organization that holds no weight. You can't speak bad about a Jewish person because,
like, Jews.
Man, that was 9 years ago.
What did he say that was any different than what Kanye said? Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah.
What did he say that was anything different than what Ye has been saying? And by the way, they mentioned Ye while they was talking about that because Ye been calling out the bullshit.
Yep.
This is not new for Ye. This is 9 years ago, and they mentioned Ye's comment talking about, you know, Happy Hanukkah to all the artists and Happy Kwanzaa to all the artists and Happy Hanukkah to all the execs. He been calling this stuff out. This is not something that, oh, he's just off his meds, like a lot of people try to characterize it.
That's the one I'm trying to find that he talked about right now. I gotta find it.
But the point is, what Charlemagne said in that clip, even though he was buck dancing throughout, you know, he wasn't really saying it with his chest. That's the only difference. Ye said it with his chest, and Charlemagne said it with his pussy. That's the only difference. But they said the same thing. They both said the same thing. How is one anti-Semitic and you got to lose all your deals? You got to lose all your deals. You got to get kicked out the bank. You got to get just canceled all across the board. We're going to do this whole public lynching, and the other person gets elevated. All we've seen on the Charlemagne side of the game is more deals, more contracts, more platforms. You know what I'm saying? And a certain level of immunity from the accusations that has been cast against him about sexual improprieties. Let's not forget that.
Wow. Of a 15-year-old.
There's credible allegations against Charlemagne the God about some sexual improprieties that he has not had to face the fire for. And he mentions in the clip, oh, I got a Jewish conglomerate around me.
And nobody also, let's be clear, Negroes have not canceled him either. There's a lot of people that still align themselves with Charlemagne. And let's be clear, he was never exonerated. He took a lesser charge. So he pled down to a lesser charge. That doesn't mean he didn't do it.
For the record, Negroes ain't never canceled nobody. Period. A lot of these Negroes running around here talking about they canceling Ye is still wearing Gucci right now.
No, don't get me started.
They got on a Gucci sweater talking. They got on a Gucci sweater talking about Ye need to apologize.
Right.
Y'all niggas went and voted for Joe Biden talking about Ye need to apologize.
Right.
So y'all can miss me with that. But he went as far as to say mafia.
Yeah.
Charlemagne said this. He said there's a Jewish mafia. That's what Charlemagne said. It's not my words.
That's a gang.
Let me. I wish I could just go to certain parts. Can I? Hold
on. Like Jews don't go out and try to.
Hold on. I think I could. Hold on. I think I could.
Where the fuck is this damn video?
Like Jews don't go out and try to.
I still can't control it like that.
Recruit people into the religion, like.
I wanted to be able to just move it to that specific part, but y'all heard it. And y'all could go watch the replay. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm tripping. Let me stop sharing this. I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube.
Right. And while he's doing that, I am looking for this other video because, yeah, Kanye I think it'll kind of put a little bit in perspective the question that you had about George Floyd and being hit with the fentanyl. At least, yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. I got this right here. All right, here, go right here. Boom. All right, let me share this page. This dude, Charlemagne. And see, to me, this is the difference. When I say the difference between when you and Ye make certain comments that we might not like, to me, like I say, I just think the brother is wrong. He's misinformed, misguided in a lot of ways, and he's just wrong. But I don't categorize that as cooning, because
right.
he's not doing it because he's trying to protect white interests. He's doing it because this is what he really thinks, even though he's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's doing it because this is what he really thinks, and he's speaking how he really feels. And so whether I agree with him or not, I can respect a man that is speaking for his own self, and he's not just being a tool for white supremacy. But when you see this type of shit, obviously you know what you're saying is bullshit, but you're saying it because you being controlled by these outside entities. You working in the interest of the white supremacists against your own people.
And has been for a long time, especially when it comes to the Democratic Party.
That's cooning. Let me see.
In Muslims.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even feel comfortable talking about this. I'm sweating right now. I don't want them to misconstrue anything I'm saying or take anything I would much rather not even have this conversation. I have a lot of great Jewish people in my corner. I have a Jewish conglomerate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm trying to think of.
And so that's the reason. That's the reason why, you know, the girl can't get no justice. You know what I mean? Because you're being protected. And that's the reason why you going so hard to throw Ye under the bus.
Deflection.
You know what I mean? Because they got all this stuff hanging over your head. You ain't trying to lose your position. You ain't trying to have to face the fire and for your demons.
Oh, he will eventually, because they always put their tools. So, you know, Judgment Day is coming, Charlemagne.
That's the part that these Negroes never seem to understand. Never seem to understand. When the white supremacy is done with their tools, they always break them. There's no exceptions to that rule.
Never has
They
been.
always break them.
The other Jewish rappers that we had on the list, there's, like, I think Asheroth is half Jewish. I think we put him in the list.
The whole Jewish, so he can start prospering.
I really heard a lot of noise out of him.
Exactly. That's the thing, though, too. If you are, especially if you're Jewish,
and then you start kind of running out of people. I mean, there's next.
You know why? Because
there you go.
MC Search.
Listen, I didn't know he was, but the problem is, like, you know why there's not a lot of Jewish rappers? Because there's Jewish owners and Jewish CEOs. They run these labels.
They run these labels.
What did he say that was different?
How's that different than what Ye is getting lynched for?
Right.
They're the bosses. That's why.
I'm uncomfortable. He knew as it's coming out of his mouth, he knows he's violating the cardinal rule. As he's speaking, he's saying to himself, damn, am I playing myself right now? This fire feel kind of hot. Am I saying the wrong thing here? It's true what I'm saying, but am I violating? I feel uncomfortable. I'm sweating. What's going on here? Oh, you muted.
I think I found it. I'm about to put it. Yeah, right, I'm like, I was not.
What did Kanye say? He said, "Happy Kwanzaa to all the artists and
happy Hanukkah to all the label execs." It's the truth.
It's the truth.
Emphasis on truth.
It's the truth. So now it's not true no more?
Right.
It's not true no more, and Kanye is a Nazi for saying it?
How much pussy did he have to give up? Like, his pussy should just be full, you know.
These are the worst kind of Negroes in existence.
Dangerous, too. Dangerous.
These are the worst kind, man. The reason why we're still in the condition that we're in is because of these Negroes right here. This is the only way that white supremacy is able to sustain itself, is because of these Negroes right here.
Mm-hmm.
They run the business period, from Hollywood to the music industry, everything. And I mean,
woohoo. Woo. Woo.
You know what's crazy too, though? Because he was so nervous, right? He said this is his words. He's nervous, but when they get in front of a white man, it's just something about them that they can just speak, though. Like, I'm nervous, you know. Someone would have been like, I'm nervous, you know what? I'm not gonna touch that, you know, I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Vlad, these Negroes just bump their gums so hard all the time. When they get in front of whiteness, they love to over and talk.
Vlad is Jewish.
Yeah. A Russian Jew at that.
All the label execs. It's the truth. They run the business period, from Hollywood to the music industry, everything. And I mean, it's a very powerful mafia, as they should be.
You saw what happened to Mel Gibson when he went on his rant.
Nothing.
He's an asshole.
Nothing. Mel Gibson's chilling right now.
Right.
He ain't get kicked out of no banks. He got a little spanking, and then he got his career right back.
Right back.
He got his career right back.
Will Kanye get his back?
Asshole. Like, I'm a stern believer, man. Like, you shouldn't.
All right. That's
I have another question, because I'm wondering now, will Jay-Z come out, you know, and defend him as he did with the NFL? You know, we're past kneeling and all this
The answer
stuff.
is no. The answer is absolutely not.
So Jigga Jew, like I call him, Jigga Jew is only he team white supremacy then. No, listen. All right, cool. You can say that. Listen, I'm gonna say he's not, and I'm not mad at him. Because again, Kanye is not being strategic. Kanye is being reckless. And so I'm not gonna go down with that shit because you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Kanye might be right about he right about what he's saying, but he's not being strategic. You fumbling the bag. So I'm not gonna fumble the bag too, because you right. But what I do respect is he hasn't said anything. He's not doing what Charlemagne is doing and what Kweli and all these dudes is doing. He's not saying anything. I can respect that. Just don't say nothing. I'm respecting a lot of content about this situation from Lord Jamar, because Lord Jamar is remaining on cold.
I haven't seen Lord Jamar talk about it.
Remaining on cold, and he's been talking about it, you know, for days as well. When the top, you know, because obviously this is a hot topic, and so far he hasn't said anything that was crazy to me at all. Like, he's 1,000% on cold.
There was mixed reactions to Ice Cube's tweet. How'd you feel about what Ice Cube tweeted?
I don't think that Ice Cube was informed, though. I think Ice Cube was possibly getting soundbite or people tweeting, maybe DMing or something like that to him. And so he made the comment about, don't put my name in blah, blah, blah. I don't think he understood what was going on, to be honest. But I'm going to find it right now.
I would say whether he understood it or not, he said the right thing. In my opinion, he said the right thing. He didn't throw Ye under the bus.
No.
He said, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Why y'all bringing my name up?
Right.
I don't think Ice Cube was off code. Kukizi said Ice Cube was off code. See people that saying that, it's like what y'all saying about Jay-Z. He's supposed to jump out the window with Kanye. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's smart. Ice Cube got a lot of good things going on for himself. He's already facing a lot of opposition with the stuff that he's trying to do. He doesn't need the negative press. He doesn't need the heat on him right now unnecessarily. He didn't throw Ye under the bus. He didn't say Ye was wrong about nothing that he did or said, or Ye need to apologize. He ain't out here calling Ye a Nazi and all of this other stuff. He didn't backtrack on nothing that he has said in the past when he was criticizing the small hat community. All he said was, why y'all bringing my name up?
Right.
That's all he said.
And let's
I think Cube did have to say something because they was bringing his name up. Because Ye brought his name up. You know what I'm saying? Ye brought his name up in the Drink Champs interview when he was saying, I forgot exactly what he said, but he was basically comparing his fight to what Cube was going through back in the days when Cube was calling out Jerry Heller and talking about the contracts and all of that. He was comparing himself to that. And Cube was just saying, listen, that man's speaking for himself. I ain't tell that man to say none of that. I'm over here doing what I'm doing. Ye is doing what he doing. Don't put me in it. I can respect that. Go ahead.
I just found it. I'm about to put it in the materials, but I'm also going to put something in here that y'all favorite DJ Vlad said. But anyway, I'm going to read what Ice Cube said, and this was on October the 18th. He said, I hate my name was dragged into this Drink Champs bullshit. I don't know what
drunk chumps, I think he said.
He said drunk champs. He did say champs.
He said champs? Oh.
He did. I hate that my name was dragged into this drunk champs bullshit. I don't know what Ye meant by his statement. You're going to have to ask him. I didn't put the batteries in his back. Please leave my name out of all the anti-Semitic talk. I'm not anti-Semitic and never have been.
Ain't nothing off code about that. Ain't nothing off code about that. Everybody don't got to go down with Ye. Ye tripping, y'all. Ye not supposed to be doing all this shit that he doing.
Wait, so whoa, though, sometimes, so maybe he's just fed up, and sometimes maybe, and again, we don't know what's going on. Maybe some conversations has been had, in the background. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he's probably had these conversations with other artists as well. And so sometimes, when you go to people, in the background, in confidence, like, I don't like this. We need to do some renegotiating. This is what I'm seeing. We need to fix this, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that has happened. And maybe he's like, fuck it at this point, since me coming to you, in the back, trying to conversate about you and trying to fix things, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm just going all whole, hard on here and just publicly going the fuck off. We don't know. Maybe sometimes people feel like in order to get the answers or the change that they want, I have to go hard body in the paint. And I believe these conversations have been had with artists. He's just the only one, the nerd, the square, the non-gangster, the one that wears pink, the one that wears the skinny jeans and shit like that is the only one who decided that he's going to say something in this manner.
And I believe, even though I say he's not being strategic, even though I believe he should have been way more tactful, you know what I'm saying? If he was going to go this route, he should have got some better people around him. I believe all of that to be true, but at the same time, I do believe that he understood what comes with what he was going to do. He understood that this is what comes with it, and he was willing to sacrifice himself. I believe that. I believe Yeah, on the previous Drink Champs interview, he said one day y'all going to see a headline that say Kanye is no longer a billionaire. So he knew what would come with speaking this truth. And so I'm not saying he's off his rocker. I'm just saying, to me, there was a smarter way to go about it. There's a way that you could go about it and still keep the bag. And I compare it to the day.
How?
Say what? I compare it to the day.
I
compare it to the Dave Chappelle situation.
Okay, yeah.
Dave Chappelle had the same issue with the LGBT community, but Dave Chappelle was way more strategic and tactful with his words. He was way more masterful with the way that he worded things, so they couldn't really hit him with the homophobic tag and cancel him like they wanted to. Everybody who tried looked silly because his words were too codified.
Right.
Kanye was way too sloppy and reckless. He just gave them the rope to hang him with. He should have never done that, even though I believe that he knew that's what he was doing and he's okay with the consequences. I really think he's okay with the consequences. And so with that being said, that don't mean Ice Cube got to be okay with the consequences. That don't mean Jay-Z got to be okay with the consequences. Kanye made that decision for himself. Everybody else could. I'm cool with them saying, hey, I ain't going there with you, my nigga. I'm cool with them saying that.
I felt like Kim Kardashian then could have shut the fuck up. I didn't feel like she needed to at all, bitch. Shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? And if you felt that way, shut your stupid ass up, because you got 4 black children with this man. You didn't need to say a goddamn thing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because he's having these same conversations with your goofy ass, I'm sure.
But again, that's another goofy thing that Kanye did. Getting with that family, procreating with that woman was goofy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not co-signing everything with my brother, but I do admire him. I am proud to a certain degree of Kanye West now in this moment. You know what I'm saying?
In this moment in history.
Right. Like, you don't see this. You know what I mean? I disagree that he should have sacrificed it, but his willingness to do it and then go ahead and do it, I have to respect that. This is a person I can look at and say, yo, this man really believe in God. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say they believe in God and they, they attach to their religion or whatever the case may be. This is somebody who's showing and proving that he really believe in God. That the power that these people have is nothing compared to my God. So I'm going to go hard body with the truth because God got my back. I can't do nothing but respect that. And the other thing that I got to say about this is, and this is for a lot of people in the grassroots also, y'all can't keep trying to say that it's only dusty, goofy, slow Negroes that's riding with Kanye. Y'all can't keep saying that.
No.
Y'all can't keep saying that. Professor James Smalls has come out speaking favorably towards Kanye in this situation. Mm-hmm. Somebody, an elder that we all respect. Yep. You know what I'm saying? What's our other brother's name? That be in the Twitter Spaces a lot. He was in Hidden Colors 5 and all of that. What's our brother's name? He be on Duane B's channel all the time.
Dr.
Randy Short.
Lord.
Dr. Randy Short. Another one. You know what I'm saying?
Cool with Kanye's father, by the way.
Right.
He has a personal relationship with Kanye's father.
Right. But also the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Brother Ben X, Brother Reza, 19 Keys. You know what I'm saying? All of them are co-signing and riding with, not saying they're co-signing everything, but they are settling on the best part of our brother.
Exactly. And I actually spoke on a space that Brother King Cam and Sister Tamaya, I hope I'm saying her name.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, they had a space on Friday. And, I usually don't speak on these spaces. It's hard for me to speak here, like, my shyness. But I only speak when, the spirit leads me or I feel really compelled, to say anything.
I agree with that, Cool Keezy. I agree with that.
I really felt compelled to speak because I appreciated everything that everyone there was saying, which was, we're going to stand by our brother. We're not going to, let the white supremacists basically, just hang him and we sit back, and smile and watch. We're going to stand beside him. And it wasn't about, agreeing with everything. It was just, we're going to stand beside our brother. And even the comment, and I'm going to say the soundbite, with TMZ when he said that slavery was a choice. And I think I've said this before. I've never felt that Kanye was talking about slavery was a choice during slavery 400 years ago. Right. I never felt it.
And he explained that he wasn't. And he explained that he didn't mean that.
He's saying the shit that he's saying now, basically these slave deals.
Mm-hmm.
These are slave deals that these artists are, signing. These people are signing away their rights to everything that they've created. You know what I'm saying? For these contracts with these people for upfront money, basically. And these are a lot of people that come from communities that we've all come from. We've never seen these types, of money before. And these people are selling you on dreams that you only dreamed about. And they have the resources to make it happen. So a lot of these artists are blindly and ignorantly signing these slave deals. And I've always said that, and I'm going to stand on that. I do not believe that he was disrespecting our ancestors. Even the part where he talked about Harriet Tubman. He was not talking about Harriet Tubman then. He's talking about in today. He's speaking in the now.
I have a different interpretation of the Harriet Tubman thing, but okay. I still didn't take offense to it.
Right.
Because again, he's explained these things. Kanye doesn't always say things the right way the first time. He got to do a couple different interviews to really be clear on what he's trying to say. But this right here, what you see on your screen, this is a choice.
Yep.
When he says slavery is a choice, what you see on your screen right here, you choosing slavery, my nigga. You choosing to be a slave. Because just this interview alone, it's evident that he knows the truth, and he knows the falsehood, and he's choosing the falsehood in order to get a personal position for himself. So that's choosing slavery, and that's what Ye was talking about that. Now, as far as the Harriet Tubman comment, he was just saying, this is my interpretation of it, because he explained it further after. He was saying, yeah, she got some people off of the plantations in the South, but we still, even to this day, are not free.
Agreed.
He's saying we still are not free. So Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, meaning, yeah, she got some people out of the Southern plantations, but we still have not made it to freedom yet as a people.
Agreed.
That's what he was trying to say. He's just not the most articulate dude.
Agreed.
Peace, what's going on, Sister Bakari?
Agreed. And so that's what, again, so I feel like that's still saying that wasn't then, that he's still talking in the now, because we are the ones, we are not free. And we've all been saying this. A lot of the people that we follow right now, I'm saying we have, some freedoms, but we're not free.
Right.
We're still under the thumb of white supremacy, y'all. They foot is on our necks.
The plantation just got a little more comfortable.
That's it.
You know what I mean? We can move around a little bit more.
Because we had Obama, niggas think, they free now.
Hold on a second. The other thing that I wanted to address is the comment that I think a lot of people are misinterpreting when he said, because a lot of people was trying to rub it in his face. Oh yeah, you was on Drink Champs talking about you could say some anti-Semitic shit and Adidas can't drop you. Now look. Look. I think y'all forgot what the man said. Y'all didn't. Y'all can't just go with the sound bites. You got to get the full context, especially with Ye.
Whoa.
Because it takes him a minute to land on his point.
And
go ahead.
When you finish this point, I need you to go back on his timeline because he's going at it again. Okay. Yeah, brother ain't letting up today. You got time today.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. But let me explain for those of y'all who misinterpreted that. Okay, I'm the Ye whisperer, niggas. I'm the yay whisperer, niggas. Y'all niggas can't understand. Y'all don't speak yay. I speak yay fluently, all right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Ye said this on Drink Champs. He said, I could say some anti-Semitic shit and Adidas can't cancel. Adidas can't drop me. He said, I could say some I'm gonna say some anti-Semitic shit right now and Adidas can't drop me. And then he said, what? I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. He was saying that's the real anti-Semitism right there. Not what they deem to be anti-Semitic by me saying, you know, they run the media, they own and control all of these things. That's what they deem to be anti-Semitic. But the real anti-Semitism is, I'ma fuck your bitch, I'ma kill this nigga. And then he said, he was about to pull his phone out. He said, we can go to Apple Music right now. How many of y'all want to bet your house that the top 3 songs got that content on it right now? And it's that community who's making the most money off of it. So when he said I could say some anti-Semitic shit and Adidas can't get rid of me, that's what he was talking about. He was saying I could talk about killing niggas, I could talk about serial killing the whole black community, genociding the whole black community, and Adidas won't drop me for that. That's what he was saying. Y'all got to learn how to speak yay, man. Don't worry, I got y'all.
I spoke it. I understood the language. I understood it. I 1000% understood it. I mean, it was evident when he said, because he started right there. He started you know what I'm saying? And then he said, now let's go on our phone. So it was right there. But again, people want to see and hear what they want to see and hear. And then they also listen to these white
emotional,
very emotional. Get out that shit. That's why I posted what I said with that, whoever it was, white supremacist that posted nigga, they're going to timeline. Black people, do not let this trigger you. Like, we got other shit to worry about. Like, he didn't touch you. Okay,
Ye going in today. This breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news.
It's breaking news right here. Let me pull this up.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up.
Let's go.
Where we at? Where we at on time? Because we still got to talk about Kyrie, man.
Yeah.
They trying to come for Kyrie next. Boom. Okay, what the latest? This the latest post from our brother Ye on Instagram. Ari Emanuel, can you find a place for the Donda Academy kids to go to school that's properly zoned for a school? I got about 60 children that have no place to be as they look to transfer. They tried to dismantle our basketball team. Those boys are being penalized without reason. Even professional athletes were threatened by their owners to disassociate. This is what a modern post-social media Black Mirror warfare looks like. The children are not even off limits. Economic lynching, digital lynching, bankrupting my social credit score. You tried to bankrupt Adidas and me at the same time. You tried to destroy my life after all the money I've made for the business people. At least as I burn to the stake in front of the whole world, everyone now knows who they need to really be afraid of. And now everyone knows how much power you business people actually have. Forcing Roxy to sue me for $250 million after I gave her family $2 million. Only a truly powerful business person could have thought of that and sent her to do this. To everyone in the world, take me as an example of what will happen if you show any frustration. Your frustration does not matter. We declare today the day when no human is allowed to be human. Please note that I have never physically hurt anyone.
Boom.
So Ari Emanuel, better yet, and see now he's being more specific. He's fine-tuning everything.
Right,
I wish he could have been like this at the beginning, but this is Ye.
It's okay.
This is Ye. All right. He said, better yet, let me ask your big brother, Rahm Emanuel. Did y'all know that was Rahm Emanuel's brother?
No.
You didn't know that?
I did not know. The former mayor of Chicago. I did not.
Yes. And I think Professor Black Truth spoke about it recently too. That's Rahm Emanuel's brother. Rahm, you are a very powerful business person. You see, he's putting business in quotations, y'all. So he's codifying now. He's learning how to codify his language better. which is good. Here I am, the one richest black man in the world, asking the very person who is destroying me to at least help these children. Hurt me, but please, massa, don't hurt the children, massa. Oh, man, we bust underprivileged kids in from all over, and they love it at Donda Academy. I see and understand just how powerful you are, but even the mighty Pharaoh was no match for the power of God.
Woo!
At times like this, and at all times, I trust my Jesus, the King of Israel. Hashtag Save Donda. Hashtag Love Speech. Hashtag Jesus is King. And the picture is the picture of Emmett Till after he was brutally lynched.
And also the Ari Emanuel, if you swipe.
Yeah, Ari Emanuel right there. The stand-in Pharaoh of the moment. I don't know who the woman is in the picture with him. It looks like she was made in a laboratory, to be honest.
Right.
That might have been a man in a previous life. Just saying.
Goes back to your point though, how he's faithing it, not faking it, faithing it until he makes it. Faith it. When I was in church, we was told that faith it until you make it. You got to have faith of a mustard seed. All these things that all of us, I'm sure in here, was taught in the church. Have faith of a mustard seed. You know what I'm saying?
You seeing what it looks like in real time.
On it in real damn time.
You seeing what it looks like in real time. Listen, I wish our brother could have kept the bag. I wish the school wasn't getting shut down. All of these things that are unjustly happening to him. But at the same time, I can acknowledge this is what true faith in God really looks like. This is what true faith in God really looks like.
I think that because he talked about, being a billionaire so much and his billionaire status and stuff, but money isn't everything to him. He's had to take it already.
It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. And it's evident. Mm-hmm. It means more to a lot of us than it does to him, apparently.
A lot of us that ain't never had it.
Right. Right. But let me see if I can pull up. I want to refresh y'all memory about Rahm Emanuel, if I can.
Yeah, I need to see a picture of him. The name sounds
refresh up. Yeah, that was during the Obama administration. He covered up. What was it? Was it whose murder was it out there in Chicago? Was it? What's the brother? What's the brother that got killed in the middle of the street?
I can't think of his name, but I'm pulling them up right now.
Oh man, I want to remind y'all of that.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about. That's sad.
McDonald, McLeod, McSomething.
Where is this it?
Let me see. I'm gonna go right here. See if I can find something right here.
Oh, I know that face. Now I know that face.
Yeah, y'all know him. I don't think they're gonna go in on this article.
Laquan McDonald. There you go.
Laquan McDonald. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. All right, so let me type that. Let me type that in there.
And it was crazy the fact that he said massive.
McDonald or McDaniel?
Who?
Is it McDonald or McDaniel?
Laquan McDonald.
All right. Okay, whoa. Let me go back. Yes.
It's Laquan McDonald.
This man was involved in covering up this brother's murder. This is the brother of the dude who putting all of these sanctions on our brother Ye right now. This is his big brother right here. Refresh our memory real quick. Let me refresh all of our memories real quick. Boom. All right. Can y'all see that? No, not yet. Let me get this on the screen. Probably gonna have some pop-ups. Some commercials might pop up on it. Boom. Rahm Emanuel's cover-up of Laquan McDonald's death can't be forgotten. I agree.
Somebody need to get this to on his
Democrats can embrace police reform or Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan, but not both. That's him right there.
I remember that face.
The White House announced on Friday that President Joe Biden intended to nominate Rahm Emanuel to be the next ambassador to Japan. The nomination, which comes after Emanuel was apparently rejected for other positions in the administration.
These are Democrats, y'all.
As Emanuel was fighting for re-election in Chicago. As Emanuel was fighting for re-election as mayor of Chicago, he kept video of the police murder of Laquan McDonald hidden from the public view. Emanuel's administration spent more than a year arguing against releasing the footage of the 17-year-old's death to the public, only relenting because of a judge's orders. He had to be forced to let go of that footage.
Vote blue no matter who.
Oh, yeah. These are the Democrats, by the way.
These are Democrats.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all in the chat. Thank y'all in the chat for bringing back our memory. I was tripping. But yeah, that's the brother of the dude that put out the order for everybody to stop doing business with Ye. You know what I mean? Former mayor of Chicago covered up the murder of our brother Laquan McDonald, and now his little brother, one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. And that's another silver lining out of this whole Ye saga, is he's revealing a lot of the faces of the power players.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us didn't know who these people were, but they've been forced to come out to the forefront and make these desperate moves.
And they just happen to be Democrats.
Say what?
And they just happen to be Democrats too.
Right. Right. Peace. What's going on, Tori and Rain? What's going on with you, family?
They just happen to all be Democrats. That's interesting. Interesting.
And that's the thing, because part of Ye's frustration, a lot of times when you see Ye kind of buddying up with the right wingers, buddying up with the Trumps, Candace Owens and all of that, that's stupid. He shouldn't do that. But the reason why he's doing that, because he's rebelling against the agenda of the industry that he's in.
Right.
The entertainment industry is mostly liberal. It's ran by the left wing of white supremacy. Hollywood, the music business, all of that. And so they force the talent, particularly the black talent, to push the Democratic agenda. You have to be on BLM time. You have to vote blue no matter who. You can't go against that agenda because your paymasters, they give you your marching orders when it comes to politics. They give you your marching orders when it comes to social issues, right? And so Kanye is like, man, fuck all that. He's not coming from the same perspective as us on the grassroots. And that's the reason why he gets a lot of things wrong. He's not rooted in the information that a lot of us know. He doesn't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works. And so this is the reason why I can give him a certain amount of grace, because once upon a time, a lot of us didn't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works. So we all at different levels in our development when it comes to consciousness, right? Everybody hasn't read the compensatory code from Brother Neely Fuller. Everybody hasn't read Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, the ISIS papers, to really turn on that light and understand exactly what we're dealing with. Everybody knows that there's white supremacy and there's injustice in the world and something ain't right. But until you come across that specific information, you're going to be confused. And this is the reason why Ye is confused, because he hasn't come across the proper information. And so when you don't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything that you think that you understand will only serve to confuse you. That's the most famous quote from our brother Neely Fuller. And so we got to understand that. We got to see it through that lens when we're looking at our brother Ye and say, yeah, he just don't get it. That's the reason why he's doing a lot of this goofy shit. And so his frustration is, okay, he's in the entertainment business. He sees everybody being controlled by the Democrats, and he's like, man, y'all niggas can't control me.
Right.
My mom ain't raised me like that. I'm smarter than y'all niggas. I'm a genius. I'm resilient. I've been through more than any of y'all, and look how far I've came based on my own way of thinking. So why am I going to let y'all control the way that I'm supposed to think? And so he rebels against that and foolishly runs to the Trumps and the Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying?
Or is it strategic? Because the thing about it is, when I say that, is he trying to be contrary to be contrary? I'm going to align with these people just to show you guys how y'all look when you align with the Democrats who do nothing for you, who only have you promoting degeneracy, abortion, et cetera, et cetera. So is this a way to make us look at how we look? You know what I'm saying? When I say we, the ones that
might be,
that, it could be. I don't know. I'm just
that might be a residual effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be something that happens as a result of some of his actions. That might be, how some people might be able to take it, but I don't think that's strategic on his part.
Not strategic, but
yeah, I don't think it's strategic on his part. Trump is my daddy and all of that shit. No, that was just nonsense.
Now, with that being said,
Kim Kardashian and all that shit.
She was able to go sit with Trump. She was able to go.
I'm not talking about just sitting with Trump, though. I'm not just talking about sitting with Trump. No, I'm just saying,
as far as she's a Democrat. She's a Democrat. Kim, allegedly, she's supposedly a Democrat. She supported Kamala and Biden and stuff like that, but she was able to go sit with Trump when
she's white.
I understand, right? But again, the Negroes who support her, because let's be clear, a lot of her supporters are black.
Right.
Black women. Let's be for real. That support these people. So she wasn't being condemned for going to sit with Trump.
Because she's white.
Help get black people out of jail.
Listen, every other group is allowed to be diverse in their political leanings. Black people are supposed to be a monolith. We're supposed to vote blue no matter who. Remember, Joe Biden said that. I think it was in that meeting with Sharpton and all of them. When he was it in that meeting? It was sometime during when he was running when he said that, or right after he got elected, when he said, the Hispanic community, they're more diverse. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are Republicans, some of them are Democrats, some of them are independents. You know what I'm saying? But black people, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the way that I see that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's my opinion. That's the way I see it. Some people just look at it like, no, you on the coon train. But I don't think you on the cool train if you moving on your own mission. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I think I was on a cool
I don't think Kanye
15-ish. I was talking about black and brown. I kid you not. I'm from California, y'all, LA. You know what I'm saying? And even though you have some one or two cool ones, I looked at the one or two cool ones as the group, even though I saw, racism from them. But I never, attached that the majority that are racist, I never tied that to the whole group when I probably should have, because majority are racist.
As
the
a group.
One or two cool ones are kind of the minority of the entire group.
Same here.
But I was still looking for some type of black and brown camaraderie.
Same here. And now, when we were on that type of time, were we cooning?
Right. No, we were misinformed. Maybe.
Right. We were under some type of illusion that there was a coalition here. We thought that was in our best interest.
Right.
Right. And so it's the same thing, man. Kanye hasn't come across the right information. He just hasn't. You know what I mean? And so I can give him grace as far as that goes. Let me see if he posted anything else.
Right. I think he's going to go on. And again, when we talk about, giving him the grace, this is the same person whose music has never, been the type of music that was dangerous to our community either. Never. He's never talked about killing, and drug use and all this type of stuff. He's never put that type of poison in our community. And then a lot of those artists we do celebrate.
Man, this is a dude that blew up talking about Jesus walks.
Right. Through the,
You
through
know
the
what I'm
wire.
saying?
Through the wire.
You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, man, we gotta go ahead. We gotta go ahead. We gotta go ahead. The gods are awakening. Let me say that. The gods are awakening.
Shout out to the sleeping giants.
Warrior mode activated. I love this brother right here, man.
I do, young brother too.
That's my favorite player in the NBA. And I also want to say this too. Premise, whatever, everything we're going to say about this topic too. I'm also not under any illusions that Kyrie Irving is team black empowerment 100% either. Same way I don't see Kanye as that. Same way I don't see Dave Chappelle as that. These brothers are just about what's right. And that's a good thing. They have more of a humanitarian mindset, kind of like Michael Jackson. They are for the good of all of humanity. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. Us, we focus on black empowerment. We focus on being black first. But at the end of the day, what's good for black people is good for humanity. What's good for black people is good for the entire universe. Understand who we are. Understand who we are. We are the direct descendants of Almighty God. So us being in this predicament is the reason why the world is upside down. And so what's good for us is good for all of humanity. And so there's nothing wrong with us being black first, obviously. But I also don't see a conflict with these type of brothers who think more of they see things more as a species type of thing. They just look at it as a species and what's good for the species. And there's no separation based on race or anything like that. We're dealing with the reality that we find ourselves in with this social construct that was placed upon us by the people who happen to control the world at this juncture, who are the white supremacists. We focus on that because that's the reality that we find ourselves in. They focus more on idealisms, on the way things should be. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between a Ye, a Kyrie, a Michael Jackson, or somebody like that, and people like us.
Right. Even Marcel Dixon says his plan, repair Black America to fix America, which means that everyone, obviously will benefit. This doesn't mean that we're going to leave everybody out. It just means that we're going to prioritize ourselves. He ain't cooning when he say that.
Right. And so now what's going on with our brother Kyrie Irving? We told y'all that Kyrie was next on the we told y'all that Kyrie was next on the chopping block. We seen it coming. We know how our brother get down. He's a real one. He stand on what he stand on. Anytime you see a black man in a high profile position that has a backbone, just understand that they're going to be attacked. And so he was already being drugged because he didn't want to go with the experimental shots that they were giving out during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? But he stood on what he stood on, and everything that he was saying has proven to be correct. You know what I mean? His actions were proven to be, he's vindicated through what we're seeing now. And so, but they've been mad at him because of that. And so the other day he put out a tweet. He tweeted a movie that's on Amazon entitled From Hebrews to Negroes. Is that the title?
Yeah, from Hebrew to Negro, Wake Up Black America is the name of the movie.
So there's a movie on Amazon entitled From Hebrew to Negro, Wake Up Black America. So apparently he watched the movie and he decided to tweet it out.
Mm-hmm. And in turn.
And so now the team owner, I ain't gonna say his owner, but the team owner came out. We condemn any anti-Semitism and blah, blah, blah. They're trying to hit him with the anti-Semitism tag.
Exactly.
For the tweet. And so the media is on him now about this garbage. They're going to try to do him the same way that they doing Kanye because he's going to stand firm in what he believes in. And so he did an interview yesterday, post-game interview, and they were talking about the tweet. And so let me play some of it. Actually, let me go to YouTube because I only have an edited version on my page. So let me pull up the YouTube clip so we could get what he said in full.
And also the reporter, whoever was trying to get these sound bites from him, sounds like a white dude. I just want to throw that out there too.
Yeah, and I love how strategic and codified Kyrie was with his words also. And Kanye, I said the difference between him and Kanye is this brother is articulate. Mm-hmm. He is very clear and concise with his words. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna be no easy win. Going back to what we were saying in the beginning of this broadcast. This ain't gonna be no easy win.
And also just to point out too, when he first, put the movie up on him, it was his Instagram stories, by the way. He didn't say anything. I'm gonna sneeze, I think.
Well, he tweeted it.
Yeah. Oh, he tweeted it too? I saw it on his Instagram. Excuse me. I saw it on his Instagram. Thank you. I saw it on his Instagram stories. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't put anything on there. It was just, the thing from Amazon. Thought nothing of it.
Oh, my bad. Damn, I shared the wrong page.
And it was the owner of the Nets who he actually plays for that came out with his disappointment of Kyrie.
And we're gonna talk about that owner too. The owner is I think he's Chinese or Japanese. He's an Asian dude that owns the Nets team, and he got a lot of nerve too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's the dude he's the founder of Alibaba. Alibaba is like the Asian version of like Amazon. You know what I'm saying? And they were funding some stuff over there in China, which was deemed to be human rights violations and all of that stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that in a minute too. But let me play what Kyrie was talking about in this post-game interview. He's Chinese. His name is Joe Tsai. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. We're going to talk about him in a minute because he got a lot of goddamn nerve. All right. Y'all can see it on your screen, right?
We can see.
All right, man. Y'all already know, man. Fair use. God damn it, fair use. Y'all gonna give us a copyright strike anyway, but who cares?
The situation regarding Kyrie Irving. Thursday on Twitter, he endorsed what many people feel is a reprehensible and dangerous film based on a book, both of which are said by Rolling Stone magazine to be stuffed with anti-Semitic tropes. Joe Tsai tweeted his disappointment Friday, and the Nets organization released a statement condemning all forms of hate speech. Kyrie tweeted a follow-up about the situation earlier today, and just a few moments.
And you know what? Who posted this, by the way? Whoever posted this, look at what the title says. Kyrie Irving says he's so much better than everyone else. Post-game interview. He never said that, by the way.
Clickbait.
But let's go with what he did say.
Months ago, he addressed the matter when he sat down at the podium. Let's listen.
And it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions, and my response would be...
And he's really not, y'all. Like I was just explaining, he's more of a humanitarian than anything else. And like he said, if you follow him, he's one of the only celebrities that I follow. You know what I mean? I don't follow too many celebrities. But if you follow him on his social media, like he's saying, he interacts with people from all different walks of life, all different races, all different cultures, religions. He's a person that wants to learn about people's cultures, and he respects everyone. You know what I'm saying? He respects the environment. Like he's one of those type of dudes. He's a peaceful brother. You know what I mean? He be meditating and all of that type of stuff. He pushes nothing but positivity on all of his platforms. And you're going to try to make this man some type of hater?
For what?
Some type of anti something?
Anti what?
Because he's trying to learn his history.
Right.
that's been hidden from him, that's been stripped from him as a Black American person? Speak, Kyrie.
It's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but
This ain't gonna be no easy win, y'all.
Nope, not today.
This ain't gonna be no easy win. See, that's why I say Kanye, he gave them the rope. You know what I'm saying? He gave them the rope by just being reckless. Like, he was being very antagonistic with his words, using the words that he already knows that they've weaponized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This brother's not doing that. And he has a track record that he can stand on. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody knows what's that on his shirt, man, I've been trying to figure out what's that on his shirt. I want that hoodie. I want that hoodie right there. I don't know who that is he got on his shirt, but I don't know. It's resonating with me. And I know he wore it on purpose.
I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right, because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media.
You understand, nigga. That was very clear.
That sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question, so we can move on from this, and I could talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene. Okay.
That's what manhood look like, y'all.
Period. And by the way, his girl is from Compton. His girl is from Compton. Just want to throw that out there. She's from Compton.
Shout out to Compton. Shout out to Compton in the building. But this is what manhood look like. I know y'all don't get to see it a lot, especially on TV. You know what I mean? You either get the over exaggerated, thugged out, you know what I mean, version of manhood, or you get the bussy popping, you know what I mean? Moist. This is actual manhood, y'all. Just in case you haven't seen it in a while.
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time last year to read a lot, read a whole bunch.
That's another big difference between him and Kanye.
I read a whole bunch. Y'all heard him?
Yeah, he reads, he watches documentaries, he does the knowledge, he's rooted in the information. That's why he's so confident. That's why he's so confident, because he's prepared to speak on these issues if y'all really want to have a conversation. Ye is kind of winging it. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing with Ye, when he does these interviews, a lot of times he's fishing himself. He knows that how the media works, how they use sound bites. So he's trying to speak in sound bites. He's trying to give them the sound bites. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being clear and direct with what he's trying to say. They're going to chop it up how they're going to chop it. He's trying to edit himself as he's speaking the way that he wants them to use his words. You know what I'm saying? Where this brother right here, you know, this brother went to Duke University. This ain't no dumb jock right here.
And also, this is also not a dumb jock in the sense that when it came to that global, pandemic, he didn't fold on that either. He was willing to let his career go, I believe, because he get the juice. He stood 10 toes down. Where is y'all's king? LeBron folded.
Why you always got to do that? Why you always got to do that, man? Why you always got to do that, man? LeBron ain't got nothing to do with this, man.
Y'all's king folded.
Listen, some people believed in the nonsense. Others had questions.
No, LeBron didn't believe in it. LeBron did not want to get it. He was against it initially.
You're right. Yep. Can't defend you on that one, Brody.
Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
we're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not?
I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga.
I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform that I don't.
And that's the thing, man. You know, they try to deem those words to be anti-Semitic when at the end of the day, it's a theological argument. You're talking about somebody's religious belief. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking about how they try to pigeonhole people into this anti-Semitism based on them saying black people are the original Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? That's a religious belief.
Is Amazon anti-Semitic for allowing that documentary on their platform?
That's why I said y'all better hurry up and watch it, because they probably gonna take it down.
You know, I mean, but are they anti-Semitic for allowing it on their platform? You know what I'm saying? Is Netflix anti-black because they had a whole series on Jeffrey Dahmer, who targeted and murdered a bunch of black people? Are they anti-black?
That part. Anti-blackness is allowed, though, by the way. That's allowed.
Right.
I'm gonna fuck your bitch. I'm gonna kill this nigga. But I think some of the backlash from this right here, when they take that movie down, because they're gonna take it down, but that's gonna also, it's gonna be a purge on Amazon. There's gonna be a purge on Amazon. So that's why you got to get your hard physical copies. That's why you got to have your hard physical copies, family. You know what I mean? Because we can't depend on their platforms to keep our stuff up. But I believe there's going to be a purge. You know, you're going to see movies like this start to get removed from Amazon. That's going to be part of the backlash from this. Oh, yeah, I got 2 of these, by the way. Anybody want to buy one? I might sell one. But I'm saying you might start seeing movies like this getting taken down from Amazon just from the backlash of this right here. So that's why you got to have your physical copies, by the way. All right, what else Kyrie said, man? Kyrie has some strong words here, man.
Anything illegal?
Oh, my bad. Okay. Bring that back right there. Bring that back. That was my favorite part.
Is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Kyrie, while we're on.
Just in case you forgot what manhood looks like. And speaking of Joe, let me pull up Joe, the owner of the Nets, the founder of Alibaba. Let me go to him. Let me go to him. Give me 1 second, y'all. Man, shout out to Kyrie, man. It's my favorite player. I gotta find this. Oh, y'all got more stuff over here. What's going on over here? Okay. Okay. That's from
I found the shirt, so I sent you the link. You wanted the shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Who is it on the shirt?
Mansa Musa.
Oh, it's Mansa Musa on the shirt. That's controversial also. That's a complicated history also. But boom. So let me share this. You think Kyrie exhausted over this?
Yeah, I think he means just exhausted over the line of, well, he was already exhausted from playing. Then you gotta, go do all this crap and then, hear this fool not talking about basketball, but talking about a post.
He said, oh, damn, I didn't even know that. He said, the book, all three of them have 5-star ratings. The movie has 4.5 stars on Amazon.
I'm looking at the movie tonight.
Okay. Wait. No. I shared the wrong page. My bad. I shared the wrong page. Let me get it together. Over here.
You got some nice stuff too. These hoodies are fire, and t-shirts.
Speaking of hoodies, like I was saying earlier, we finishing up the Master Elements album, the new Master Elements album, the Master's Table, and we're going to be releasing the album cover soon for y'all. I can't wait till y'all see the album cover. But also, we're going to be taking pre-orders and releasing the hoodies. So we're gonna put the album cover. When y'all see the album cover, y'all gonna want that on. Y'all gonna want the merch. Trust me. Y'all gonna want the merch. So we're not gonna just have y'all do pre-orders and wait for the album to drop. While you're waiting, you could get the hoodie. So you purchase the hoodie and pre-order the album, and you'll get the hoodie in the mail. And when the album drops, you'll be the first one to get it. So stay tuned for that. That's coming real soon. And actually, I need somebody, if anybody out there could help us create our landing page to do the pre-orders. We need somebody who does the landing pages so we can set up our pre-orders. We just want one page where people could just go click on the link, order the album, order the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And get ready for the new Master Elements album. It's going to be one of them ones, man. I promise you. It's going to be one of them ones.
So it's going to be an album hoodie package, or would they?
Yeah, the pre-order is going to be a package. The pre-order is going to be a package. I know for sure we're going to do the hoodies and the album, but we're looking to add some more stuff to the package. Maybe a poster or a physical copy, like a CD or something like that. You know what I mean? But we're looking into what we can add to the package. But yeah, the pre-order is going to be a package, and so you'll get some physical items immediately, and when the album drops, you'll get the digital download and possibly a physical copy of the album. We're looking into all of that now, but get ready for that, fam. Get ready for that. That's coming.
I'm ready to come to the Master's Table.
Yes, indeed.
So wait, is there going to be like a listening party? Like, what are we planning for all this? Can we,
So yeah, so we talking about some things right now. I'm talking to my man who's the leader of this band. We want to do something with a live band. That might be digital though. We want to do like a digital performance, but we want to do something with a live band. RP probably mad I'm talking about all this, but anyway, I'm doing a show. I think it's December 2nd.
Okay.
I'm doing a show out here in Atlanta. I'm opening up for Killer Priest. Shout out to Killer Priest from Sons of Man, Wu-Tang alumni and all that. Shout out to my brother Knowledge Born, man. My brother Knowledge Born, man, he be looking out for the team and all that. He's well connected with a lot of the underground MCs, if you will. I guess y'all would call them underground. But they legends in my eyes. And so he's working with Killer Priest, and they got a show coming up out here. I believe it's on December 2nd. And so we're going to be opening up for them for that show. I'll give y'all the details as soon as we get the flyers and the tickets and everything. As a matter of fact, I'm tripping. Let me give y'all the link.
See, I was good for something. See, I just sparked the thought. Yeah, see, I was good for something.
I got the link. Y'all can get tickets for the show right now.
Right now.
Let me grab the link. Let me grab the link. I can let y'all know where it's at. Everything. I'm tripping. Thank you.
I told you I was good for something.
Hold on. Let me find it. Shit.
And yes, I'm drinking wine, y'all.
What wine you drinking?
It's Sweet Bitch brand.
Oh, yeah. I know about that.
Bitch, and it's the mango Moscato, and it's really good.
I know about that. Okay. Yeah, so once again, shout out to my dude, Knowledge Born. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel, Knowledge Born Radio.
Get on there.
He does a lot of great interviews with a lot of hip-hop legends, a lot of the master teachers and all of that be on his channel. Knowledge Born of Law. I think it's Knowledge, Know the Ledge Radio on YouTube.
But Knowledge Born on Live 357 on Instagram.
Yep. And here go the link. I'm gonna drop the link inside the chat right now. Y'all could, if y'all in the Atlanta area, December 2nd, y'all could get tickets to the show. Like I said, we will be opening up for Killer Priest on that day. And so let me read some of the details here. Boom. All right, let me stop sharing this, man. We're gonna get back to the talking about the Nets owner in a second. Let me plug what I got going on real quick.
Right.
While I got your attention. And matter of fact, make sure y'all hit that like button and share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know we chopping up game right now.
Right.
All right. So here go to Eventbrite. When you click on that link, it's going to bring you to this page right here where you can buy your tickets. So presented by Do the Knowledge Radio, Vengeance LLC, does a lean media program. Music is healing. Got Killer Priest, and you got Dr. Inky. Dr. Inky and Vengeance. I'm not familiar with Vengeance. Not familiar with that brother Vengeance. But a mature night of health and hip hop with Killer Priest, Dr. Inky presenting informed content and elevated entertainment. Tickets is $40. It's going to be Friday, December the 2nd, 8 p.m. At the Atrium on Memorial Drive in Stone Mountain. All right, so the link is inside the chat. You go and get your tickets right now. Come check me out. We're going to do our thing. RP coming down. We're going to do our thing. So thank you for reminding me of that, man. I wasn't going to say nothing about it.
Let's get back to Joe's ass so we can put his ass on the fire.
Yeah. I wasn't going to even say nothing about that.
It's technically only a month away.
Right. I'm not good at self-promotion. I've never been really good at self-promotion. My man, shout out to my man Streets. I usually like to have my man Bumpy Streets around me a lot because Bumpy Streets, he like to tell everybody what we got going on. He like to brag about everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? He more outspoken than me. I used to like to have him around. We was a good compliment to each other. Shout out to my dude Bumpy Streets. But yeah, back to the matter at hand. This is the guy right here who owns the Brooklyn Nets. So allegations against Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai resurfaced about his company funding genocide, quote unquote. All you need to know about the Uyghur Muslim controversy. I think that's how you say it, Uyghur. In April of 2022, ESPN allegedly reported that Brooklyn Nets team owner Joe Tsai was financially supporting, quote, the cultural genocide of Uyghur Muslims in China. The Alibaba co-founder invested in Megvii and SenseTime, oils that are reportedly used in shepherding minor ethnic groups into barbed wire camps for re-education, quote, re-education in Xinjiang. The PRC government, where Tsai is rumored to be influential, has maintained that the camps operate to prevent terrorism and maintain regional stability. MEGV and SenseTime provide facial recognition capabilities for the government to keep track of said minority groups. Right? Joe Tsai signed off on Alibaba's commitment to both technological companies and now controls 29.4% of MEGV and 7% of SenseTime. Needless to say, he has a full understanding and knowledge of the purposes their technologies have been used in Xinjiang region. Now, let me stop right there, because this also ties into what we're talking about with Ye, when Ye says, when he keeps mentioning his social credit score. Right? Based on his social credit score, he's losing all of these deals. He's losing his ability to do business. He's losing his ability to move about society as a free man based on things that he's said. And so, there are different parts in China, and I believe in other parts of Asia, where they've already implemented this social credit score program, where your ability to get housing, your ability to get education, and certain privileges of the society is based on your social credit score. Wow. And so they utilize these type of technologies that this man is funding to have facial recognition cameras all over. Anytime you're walking up and down the streets, in and out the stores, everywhere you go, you're being surveilled by this new age technology, and they're tracking your behavior, and they're giving you a score based on, did you help a whole old lady across the street? Did you jaywalk? Wow. Did you do this? Did you do that? And you know what I'm saying? And based on what you do throughout the day, were you speeding? Did you run a red light? Your score drops or it goes up based on your behavior. And now your score that you have will determine the privileges that you have in the society. This is something that's already implemented in different parts of Asia. And so we think that shit like this can't happen because we live in the great America, the home of the free, land of the brave, and all this stuff. You think that these things can't be implemented. And this is why I say, when you hear us doing these programs, this is not about defending Kanye West. Kanye West is a proxy. This is like field testing how the society is going to react when they implement these things.
Especially
right. Because what they're doing is completely unjust to this brother, whether we agree with what he said or not. The consequences are disproportionate. And so the fact that they're able to get so many Negroes to go along with it and to cheer it on, they said, well, damn, maybe we could do some of that shit what they're doing over there in China. Maybe we could implement, we got the technology. We already got you under surveillance. I mean, shit, the chip is right here.
Right.
You walk around with the chip every day. Everything that you do is under surveillance. You know what I'm saying? We can have a conversation right now about a certain brand, and then you go on Facebook and there's an ad right there in your face about the brand you was just talking about.
Right. Without even Googling it, just a conversation.
You know what I'm saying? So you're already being surveilled. And so they're like, man, so we can start, taking away some of these freedoms and some of these liberties little by little, because the people are already primed. We could tell by the reaction to what we're doing to Ye publicly. Usually they do certain slick shit to sabotage people behind the scenes, but they've come out publicly, blatantly doing what they're doing, and people are cheering it on.
I was going to say, Negroes are cheering it on.
It's a big mistake, black people. It's a big mistake, black people. Whether we agree with Kanye or not, we should not be dogpiling and co-signing none of this shit that they trying to do to this brother.
Now, what happens when they do the same thing to one of your faves?
Right.
Are you going to have that same energy? He should have shut up.
Right. So this brother got a lot of nerve condemning Kyrie for watching a damn documentary. And this, right. This is the type of shit that he's funding.
Right.
They funneling the minority group over there, these Muslims who are the minority group over there, into basically concentration camps, utilizing this technology that he's funding to program them because they don't like the way that they think. They don't like the ideas that they have. They claim that it's to thwart terrorism or whatever the case may be. But no, these people just have a different opinion. Like, yay, he has a different opinion. And so now you got to be put into this concentration camp so that we can program your mind to think how we want you to think, so that you can behave the way that we want you to behave. Otherwise, you don't fit into society.
Like you talking about those leagues that we spoke about earlier in the show, where they're going to get these other players and cultivating them in the diaspora and from other places. That's a part of that too.
Yes, it is.
That's a part of the engineering.
Yes, it is. Man,
it's deep.
It's heavy, man.
And we got to get out of the habit of co-signing our demise, because, like you said, it's bigger than Kanye. He's a proxy for all of us, and yet we jump on, dog pile on with him, not understanding that what happens to him can also happen to us. Will happen to us.
And again, I want to play this too. Since y'all like sound bites, I want to play this too, because too much emphasis is focused on the goofy stuff that he says. But what about when he says stuff like this, though?
All right.
Black people don't take, in America, Black people don't take all the rights that we have that are actually given to us, because we weren't given what we were promised in the first place, which was the 40 acres. And
this man talking about reparations.
Right.
So we can't take these words and use it for positive propaganda to push our agenda, but they can take his words and his sound bites and use it for their agenda.
Mm-hmm. With our help.
With our help. Too many of us. This man talking about reparations. Ain't that what we pushing for?
Right.
Instead, we were given
and a mule.
And a mule. Instead, we were given projects and bad food and posters of Oprah Winfrey. And also Planned Parenthood. People said to me multiple times, visit the Holocaust Museum. I said, visit our Holocaust Museum. It's called Planned Parenthood. 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust, and I am sorry for your losses. 20 million Blacks died to abortion, and Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger with the real KKK as population control. Margaret Sanger is a eugenics and it's working today. The number one cause of death for Black people in America is abortion. The most dangerous place for a Black man today, or Black baby, Black woman, is in their mother's stomach.
Hold up.
And that is a
Hold up. All facts, though.
Right.
All facts, though. And who do we see pushing this onto Black society now?
Democrats.
Stacey Abrams out here talking about, the reason why you stressing about the price of gas and the price of food is everything is because you need to get an abortion.
Right. Right.
And they trying to take your right to get an abortion away. That's why you stressing at the pump.
Right. Abortion is health care, but come on over here, immigrants, and have your babies here in America for a fast track to citizenship here, and also resources and benefits. But Black people, abort yours. If y'all
Abort your baby. We're not going to fix the economic crisis in Black society. Just stop having babies, and then you can afford the gas.
Right. But are they telling these people that's coming over here and that they busting around from state to state with these luxurious homeless encampments that they're building for them out there in New York?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
They living better than some of us in these damn camps.
Boxes, you know
they
what I'm saying?
good. They playing PlayStations and Xboxes and shit.
Right.
They chilling like a mug. Unearned benefits, like Dr. Claude Anderson said.
Unearned.
And then
no benefits. Our benefits.
These same people, they're going to cultivate them and elevate them and put them in positions over you. That's going to be your supervisor.
Right.
These people are going to be in the media talking about what Black people don't need.
Right.
These same people.
The LA council members, right, that were caught on that hot mic You know, and not off topic, but on topic. I was at a family member's house last night, and we were talking about that, right? And I was saying, listen to the words that were spoken, and these are family members that literally live in that district. This is family members that live in that district, and whatever happens affects them. And I could not get this family member, you guys, to think outside of Democrat versus Republican.
They gone.
I was like, well, remember when she said we're not going to support him because he supports the black? Well, I can't because he used to be a Republican, so I can't vote for him because he used to be a Republican. I said, well, forget about that. I said, right now, let's focus on the person on this hot mic who's a Democrat, who's talking about redistricting funds that's supposed to come to your community, your people, and redistricting so that her people can get it. This is a person that's responsible for hiring practices, possibly, within LA County, et cetera. And you cannot get past party affiliation when this person is in your party that you support, talking about harming you as a black person, us as black people, y'all. I wish I would have recorded this conversation. And this is with a blood relative.
And don't y'all have in LA right now a mayoral candidate?
Yeah, Karen Bass.
No, the white dude that's running against her.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. She said she can't support him because he used to be a
Democrat.
Democrat.
That's what she's talking about. Okay. All right.
He used to be a Republican. I'm sorry. So she cannot support him, even though this suspected white supremacist Hispanic, right, was saying that we can't, get behind him because he supports the blacks.
They gone, man. They gone, man. Everybody can't go.
Everybody, and I was like, forget the party affiliations. I said, what we need to be focusing on is who has the policies, here to
that
help
benefit us, right?
And that's going to benefit us. And also get out of the mindset of this two-party situation. There's a Green Party. There's other candidates on there that may not be Democrat or Republican that have policies, that align with you and the needs of you and your people. Did you look them up? Why are you so focused on these two parties? Like, we have to get out of that mindset. But like you said, everybody ain't gonna make it. A lot of us ain't gonna get it, and we have to be okay with letting them go.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We getting ready to get out of here soon. Let me finish playing this right here.
Programming that's pushed through. I got a new word for 2024. The red media.
He getting more codified, y'all.
That is the red media. If you go to Apple right now, go to Apple Music. Let's load up the top 10 songs. I guarantee you they're promoting black serial killing. Absolutely. Not just one. They're promoting black. The red media is making money off of blacks being serial killers to each other. And it is our time now. Blacks are coming.
And I get a lot of Negroes in the comment section when I post this. Yeah, but what about, he said that, but what about when he said George Floyd? What about when he had the White Lives Matter? Oh, you Negroes get on my nerves, man. I'm gonna keep it. But y'all niggas need to unfollow me, man. Y'all niggas need to unfollow me, man.
But cop the album.
Go to the slow section, man. This ain't the slow section, man. I need intelligent black people on this side, man.
To money, we are not scared anymore. And I showed you that I crossed that line. They tried to bankrupt me. They tried to say I was crazy, and I'm alive. We haven't had a full black community since the gentrification of Harlem and Black Wall Street, which was torn down. But I know my brothers, my engineers, my architects, my farmers are going to rise up. And if it meant they had to take me and drag me like Emmett Till in front of everyone because I whistled in America.
Man. And so, he's getting it together. He's getting his narrative and his talking points together. It's taking him a minute to get there, but he's getting it. He's doing it in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And man, what I wanted to say, because you know, a lot of us, we say, you know, he should have been more strategic. It was dumb for him to fumble the bag and all of that stuff. And that's true. I believe that is true. But like I said earlier, I can't help but admire someone who is really willing to sacrifice it all for these things that he's talking about. If it takes for me to get Emmett Tilled, for us to get our 40 acres, for us to see what's going on with these contracts, for us to come together as a people and start nation building, all of the things that he's talking about, if I have to be the sacrificial lamb for all of that, so be it. I can't do nothing but respect that. I can't look at that no other way.
Al Sharpton hasn't done that, and y'all still support him?
Nobody ain't did it. Nobody, no high profile Negro that made it. Well, ain't nobody even made it as far as him. He's the most successful Negro. He's the most resilient and the most successful. And I'm not just talking about monetarily either, but monetarily also. Mm-hmm. Right? And so it's hard for me to hear people say he should have just shut up when we get mad at celebrities for not saying anything.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can't have it both ways.
We get mad at these niggas for choosing the bag over the truth. But then we got somebody choosing the truth over the bag, and we saying, "Oh, this dumb nigga fumbled the bag."
So y'all, so we heard that. So we're mad at Tamika Mallory, my son, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these people who choose the bag over their people and sell us out to the Democratic Party, right? We get mad at them, but as soon as they say something that sounds a little, you know, black or woke, all of a sudden we supporting them again. They ain't canceled them yet.
Man. All right, man. We've been on here too long, man. We gotta get out of here, man.
This conversation just got good. It just got good. Why we gotta go?
We got somebody on Wednesday, right?
We do have someone on Wednesday. Let me tell you who we got on Wednesday. Make sure you tap in with us on Wednesday. That is going to be 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to have our sister, Peace Beloved. Peace Beloved on the Sincere Love the Godcast Black Business Showcase. Make sure you guys are tapping in with us. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She is a meditation, it's called meditation plus devotion. She's a life coach. So we're going to get into some life lessons, I guess, and make sure you guys tap in with us on Wednesday.
Yep. Oh, and so we'll try to do another broadcast on Thursday since we're not interviewing.
I gotta go get my hair did. I'm going to get my hair did on Thursday because I'm going to the FBA rally for reparations.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Shout out to the rally for reparations going on this coming weekend down in DC. I won't be present. My sister gonna hold me down out there.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll try to record as much. I'm gonna take my Sony camera, so I'll try to record as much as I can. I hope to see a lot of you here that are maybe watching on the replay. I hope to meet a lot of y'all in person. You know, chop it up with y'all, link up, do dinner, but also build. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see a lot of the Black family out there. This is a monumental, moment, an event for us all, and we are stumping. We going to where it's at, right? We're there at the Capitol, the White House, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and talk about these reparations. We are coming to get our check, period.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so before we go, man, let me read this to y'all, man. Let me read this to y'all real quick, man. I said, the college dropout is complicated. Late registration to graduation. No perfect way to start the conversation. I can't condemn him or salute him. Some of it is confusing. Is it stroke of genius or is he downright foolish? I mean, all red caps aside, take the emotions out. Does he have a righteous cause or is it mostly clout? He's FBA's Mansa Musa. Who decides if we should cancel Ye? We ain't never canceled the shooters or the pimp man archetypes. I ain't saying he's wrong or right. Just proud to see a Black man speak his mind. It's an awesome sight. It's beautiful, but it's a dark, twisted fantasy. Hard to pick, is it narcissistic or humanity? The same folks that crucified Jesus or crucified Jesus. Charlemagne's guilty of high treason. Because my people still living in the Holocaust with Planned Parenthood in the hood. But hey, Mazel Tov.
Okay, we can't go yet. We can't go yet. We just can't. So I think this is Russell Simmons. He just posted a text message between he and Russell Simmons. And Russell says, maybe you need to come here and leave this fight and strategize, rebuild your business between you and the national climate. And now the getting calls from Kyrie Irving's mother. I'm not sleeping so well. Let's be the hero in this. It's very possible. You can be the bridge and fight white supremacy while getting out the frustrations the blacks have with their Jewish brothers in a digestible way. Kanye response, I'm staying in America. I got to get the Jewish business people to make the contracts fair or die trying. Drops the mic. Drops the mic. I'm staying here in my homeland. Why I got to go to somebody else's land and not fight on my own? Is this FBA?
We don't flee. We don't flee.
You gotta respect it, family.
I gotta say, I was surprised to see Russell Simmons not buck dancing.
Yeah, a little bit.
He came out, he made a little video. He said, yo, Kanye, man, Kanye ain't do nothing wrong. He spoke favorably about Kanye, and he gave some advice.
Right.
Based on what he thinks is a good idea to do. He gave some advice. He didn't throw Ye under the bus. I thought he would be just with the rest of the Negroes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
I was surprised that Russell Simmons. Read that again.
Let's read that one more again, y'all. Oops. Oh,
read that again.
My phone literally just died, y'all.
I got it.
Yeah, literally just died, and I don't have my charger upstairs. It's upstairs.
So the caption says, the entire entertainment business changes now. Donda, in Jesus' name. And so remember, I told y'all, I got to remind y'all, man, because I don't want my perspective to get misconstrued. Remember, I told y'all 2 weeks ago when we talked about this, and I probably said it on another broadcast from the first Drinks Champs interview, when I always stress that I'm not under the illusion that Kanye is B1.
No.
And I always say Kanye is really pushing for the entertainers.
Mm-hmm. You've always said that.
That's what type of time he's on. He's not really even some of the stuff that he says is beneficial for the black masses, but his primary focus is to get the entertainers and out of those fucked up contracts, right? And so that's what he says in that caption. The entire entertainment business changes now. Donda, in Jesus' name. So anyway, maybe you need to come here, leave this fight, and strategize / rebuild your business. That's from Russell Simmons. These are Russell Simmons' words. Between you and the national climate and now getting calls from Kyrie Irving's mother, I'm not sleeping so well. Let's be the hero in this. It's very possible. You can be the bridge and fight white supremacy while getting out the frustrations the blacks have with their Jewish brothers in a digestible way. And so I respect that coming from Russell Simmons. He's given the advice that he has. But I also respect I'm staying in America.
That right there, that resonated with me.
I got to get the Jewish business people to make the contracts fair or die trying.
What's more gangster than that? I'm sorry, because we like to highlight the gangsters and they rap. He said, oh, that bar right there was far. He went in,
Right. Because Nori was the super thug his whole career.
Right. Was he?
He was AKA super thug his whole career. That was his tag name. The super thug. I think he got an album called Super Thug. Right? And he was the first nigga out here with his butt cheeks wide open. Over what the next man said. He ain't even say nothing. He ain't even say nothing. He was kissing ass the whole interview. What was he apologizing for?
With lube in his hand. Here y'all go. I got the lube.
Hold on. He got another post. He got another post up here.
He just put on there pro-life. I saw that. Nothing else.
Okay. What the fuck does this mean?
You know what? Again, like I said, this is just against the Democrats. Who else was there? Who's the only person running against Stacey Abrams?
Now look, and he's settling on the best part. Doesn't mean that agree with Herschel Walker wholeheartedly, but he has a pro-life agenda rather than pushing the abortions. And so Kanye's been talking about the Planned Parenthoods and the amount of abortions in the Black community and how that's part of the genocide towards Black people. And so now you have a candidate going against Warnock, who is the opposite of that. So there you go. There you have it.
Warnock is also a pastor of a Christian church who's pushing abortion on Black people. Y'all can't make this up.
I can't help but laugh looking at Herschel Walker, though. Looking at Herschel Walker is just hilarious.
You know what? Nas Escobar on Twitter posted a video of what's this dude CTE name? Anyway, this dude did an MMA fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't know. Like, I was like, and I think he did it for some type of celebrity match type of deal.
I remember that.
He like went in hard body. I think he won.
I think it was a hell of an athlete. That was a hell of an athlete.
I didn't realize that.
And even when he started getting older, he was still ripped to shreds and in shape. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was a hell of an athlete.
So for anybody, thinking about pulling up on this man, y'all, I don't know. You may not want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, listening to him talk, you like, this Forrest Gump type, I don't know. That was the perception that I had of him. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, he got hands too. Hands and feet.
And feet.
Yeah.
Back to Mundo.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm about to go make something to eat, man. It's late. It's late on the East Coast. But I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in with us today, man. You know how we do. We'll see y'all again on Wednesday for the Black Business Showcase. Make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, you click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be reminded when we go live. Follow me at SincereluvdaGod on all social media platforms. Follow my co-host at nyctegur with the number 1 on Instagram and without the number 1 on Twitter. And we will see y'all in a couple days, family. Remember. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't forget, I will see y'all at the rally for reparations. So pull up on me. And I'm saying, DM me for my number, text me. When y'all get there, I'll text y'all. We have to link up. If you're going, let's link.
All right, family. We are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.